Hi. In light of passing the law to collect the communication metadata in Australia, I'd like to explain to you what is metadata. Okay, the term itself, metadata, means data about data. For example, let's use the example of Google. Google collects metadata of all web pages, and then using its own metadata allow any one of us to search the web. When we send in a search term, then Google would use the metadata that it has collected to find the relevant information and show us the relevant information. So, what is metadata? What kind of data is metadata? And for example, let's use an email as an example. What information in the email is metadata? Well, from a very simplistic point of view, the date, the sender, the recipients, the subject, and the content are metadata. So the government now can collect when you have sent an email to whom, about what, and with what content. These are metadata. Of course, when the government want to know, find emails which might involve tourists, then what he do? It will use search keys. That means type in words like bombs or murder or whatever search key they find appropriate. The metadata itself, the date or the time, doesn't contain this kind of search terms. That means collecting this information is useless to them. What they need to do, they need to look into the subject and find out whether in the subject there are relevant words that's related to this content. Or they will need to look into the message itself to see whether there's such information. And so by telling you that they only collect metadata, and by implication doesn't tell you they also collect the content of your email, is lying, simply lying. To make a system like that works, it basically has to also collect the subject and the content of your email in order to do the search. So I object this kind of surveillance and the infringement of privacy. So, but unfortunately, we are entering a world like this. So what we can do is to encrypt our emails and then allows our intended recipients to have the decryption key. Obviously, this will make us the life much more difficult. And hopefully, if you are really into something secretive, don't use any modern communication methods. The smartphone runs all the time, and smartphones have communications with something all the time. For example, when somebody calls you, the smartphone receives messages. That means, on the other hand, hackers can remotely switch on your microphone in your smartphones and listen to your conversations. So if you are doing anything secretive, please don't use phones. Phones are not secure communication channels. If you are meeting somebody about something secretive, you better either don't bring any smartphones or take the battery out of the smartphones. Otherwise, somebody might be able to turn on your phones. Of course, I'm not suggesting everybody is a terrorist. I'm just telling you that this is the fact of life today, and this kind of techniques is known to terrorists themselves. I am not the one who invented these ideas of removing the batteries. So basically what the government is doing is useless and is only a means to control the common people, and therefore we should stand up and object to this kind of surveillance. Bye bye.